mother's guilt. You have to put first it's your family, your kids, then it's your career, then it's yourself. And I feel like that shouldn't be the way women have it programmed to do. And you guys do take on a lot, and I do respect that and understand that. I've seen my mom do it herself, and she put her kids, her job, way before her health. And but she's trying to make a difference now in her 60s, late 60s. She's trying to make a difference for that. So we're trying to remedy that and try to pretty much prevent that from happening by hopefully with this discussion today. Alrighty, so, and I'll explain my wife's routine when it comes to that. We have 3 kids. One has moved out though, but you still have to be in touch with them. Of course, the child is always going to be a baby, but just 2 living at home right now. So let's talk about this now. My first tip when it comes to balancing everything and kind of like, Hey guys, feel free to subscribe and follow, and don't forget to share. Don't forget to share, please. All right, guys, enjoy. Yeah, here we go. Alrighty, so hey everyone. I hope everyone's having a great October. Start of the October. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Shane, physical therapist, but personal trainer and nutrition coach on your journey to a better you. Kind of actually trying to see if I could work on the intro to make it, sound better. But anyway, I really just want to jump right into it and get started with things. I think that everyone can relate to this. Either you have kids, don't have kids. I mean, all of us, I feel like we're busy people, especially in this area of the world, living in the United States. If you are, and probably other places too, but predominantly the United States is very, very busy. We're always grinding, always working, having responsibilities to do. So this is a great topic to kind of talk about, because you do have to take care of yourself. You can't just, trying to get a paycheck every day, which is important, definitely important. You can't, survive without making money to a certain extent. Alrighty, so let's start out with the main topic, balancing pretty much your busy schedule with going to the gym and so on and so forth. Pretty much like I said, though, you don't necessarily have to go to the gym. Of course, you can just, in general, just working out, pretty much your fitness. Okay, so there's something that it was so funny how life works out when certain things. I think it was late last week, Saturday, I believe. But my wife, maybe earlier, but my wife said to me that one of her friends said to her, "You must freeze time to be able to make time to work out." Like this person that's saying this to my wife. This woman is, she has, I believe I'm not mistaken, 3 kids. The youngest one, I want to say, is 9 or 10. But then the older one, there's 2 other ones, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But I forgot the ages. Maybe it might be 2, actually. Maybe just 2 kids. But either way, she has kids. She has a job. I don't know necessarily it's full-time, but she pretty much prioritizes her life, her kids over, own health. So we discussed many times about that, where I feel like it's a case of mother's guilt. You feel like you have to put your family, you have to put you have to put your family, you have to put first it's your family, your kids, then it's your career, then it's yourself. And I feel like that shouldn't be the way people have been, I guess, programmed to do. Women have been programmed to do, and you guys do take on a lot, and I do respect that and understand that. I've seen my mom do it herself, and she put her kids, her job, way before her health. And, you could say she's paying for it now, but she's trying to make a difference now in her 60s, late 60s. She's trying to make a difference for that. So we're trying to remedy that and try to pretty much prevent that from happening by hopefully with this discussion today. Alrighty, so, and I'll explain my wife's routine when it comes to that. She, of course, has 3 kids. We have 3 kids. 2 of them are my stepkids, stepsons, and 1 is mine, but they're still mine. 1 has moved out though, but you still have to be in touch with them. Of course, the child is always going to be a baby, but just 2 living at home right now. But anyway, I'll get into that in a little bit. So let's talk about this now. My first tip when it comes to balancing everything and kind of like prioritizing your health and also your family as well. Okay, treat your workouts. This is number 1. Prioritize your schedule. And is treat your workouts like important meetings. Okay, block out specific time slots to your calendar for exercise, even if it's just 20 to 30 minutes per day. Okay, it makes it easier for you to stay consistent and be able to, to have that self-care for yourself. So that's kind of redundant, having self-care. So it's just a matter of like opening up your phone. I mean, we all have phones. You have the calendar app or whatever, Android, Apple phone, whatever. And now, hell, you can just like say it, whatever phone you have, Google or whatever, put in my calendar 6 o'clock every day, every morning to do this, do that, whatever it is, and have it in your calendar. Prioritize it. I think there's a prioritize button you can put to have, like, at least in the Apple, you can have asterisks on it, so you can make sure that this is important. Okay, that's number one. Number two, incorporating movement into your daily routine. So let's say you can't go to the gym or can't work out or whatever. So maybe, you can just incorporate. I mean, you can always just get like one of those just walking, those desk treadmills or whatever, or one of those you're sitting on, you're doing a bicycling underneath your desk. That's also possible too. Just to kind of get those steps in. I always feel like if you're not going to work out, I tell my clients this, if you're not going to work out, say, Susan, you're going to miss your session this week, on one of your sessions this week, at least one day out of the week, make sure you get 10,000 steps. So something like that would definitely be good. Maybe doing a phone call, you walk around, maybe stretch while you're talking, or taking the stairs instead of an elevator, those kind of things. Those small things make a big deal. Okay, those small things make a big deal. Or maybe doing some type of body weight routine while your food is being cooked, or you're cooking your food, I should say. Your food's being cooked unless your husband or your spouse is cooking for you. Doing a quick routine at work or what have you, doing small. When you get small moments, those small little things adds up. And, it keeps you active. It could be 5, 5, 5, 10, 10, 10, those kind of things. It adds up over time. So just simply incorporate movement into your daily routine can definitely add things to you. Add more steps and more activity. You burn more calories, long story short. We want to simplify it a little bit. Excuse me. All right. So use more efficient workouts. So when I say more efficient, the first thing that will always come to people's minds is more like a HIIT style training. Okay, you could definitely do something like that. Even strength training too, but really condensed to try to minimize the time, reduce your stress time, reducing your rest time in between your exercises, maybe 30 seconds instead of 1 minute or what have you. You might not be able to lift the same amount of weight, but at least you're getting something in. Because similar kind of same thing as circuit training. So circuit training, you do one thing to the next to the next. So it's like supersetting, but like times maybe like 2 or 3. So maybe doing 3 or 4, no, maybe 6, up to 6 exercises. Circuit training, usually for me, even HIIT style too, I feel like it's kind of the same thing, HIIT and circuit training. But let's say you do like a push exercise, like a push-up, a pull exercise, like a row, elevation or a squat, going up and down like this, a total body exercise, like a burpee or something. You could do like a plank, something like that for core, and then some type of conditioning, something that's locomotive, like kind of moving, keep you moving. Those sort of 6 things. If you can do those 6 things, this should take about 20 minutes or so. If you have it all planned out, have the equipment all laid out. So you have like a push, a pull, elevation, meaning legs, total body, core, and locomotion, meaning like some type of movement, like maybe you're running in place or something like that. And that should be very effective, as it is, very effective for you to see some results. Okay, remember, of course, it can definitely help. Even a small like 20 minutes or whatever, doing that routine can help improve fitness and boost energy levels. Okay, because when your body's so used to not doing anything, it's not going to metabolize anything to use for energy for you to do anything, but just to kind of store as fat. Okay, so just understand that. Okay, so number 4. Now this one, especially being in a relationship, to me, and my wife has done this to me, we have sat down, we have talked about this. Communicate with your husband or spouse. Okay, so have an open conversation with your spouse about your fitness goals and how they can support you, whether it's helping with the household chores, watching the kids, or simply encourage you to take time for yourself. Teamwork can make a huge difference. Okay, when your partner understands how important your health is to you, they can help create a space for your schedule to focus on your fitness. So understand that. Okay, let that process for a little bit. So if you are in a relationship, you have your spouse, understand that, talk to that person. That person's a part of your life, so you should be able to talk to this person and say, hey, listen, Tim, whatever, I really want to take my health a little more serious. I just need you to back me up a little bit, try to help out with the kids a little bit more. Hey, Johnny has practice at Wednesdays. I want to go to this HIT class on Wednesdays. Can you please take him there? Those little things. Okay, like I said, you at minimum you need 3 days at minimum. So maybe one day during the weekend and 2 days during the week, or maybe one on the weekend, one during the week. I mean, one on the weekend, one on the week, yes, and then get 10,000 steps for one day, something like that. I mean, anything goes a long way. Okay, so remember those things. And then number 5, I'm just gonna give like a top 5, and then I'll give you some other ones too, some bonus ones. Okay, although another option, depending on how old the kids are and the situation, you can always wake up early for me time. Okay, start your day early by set aside 20 to 30 minutes in the morning for just you. Just could be a quiet time for a workout or a stretch session before your day gets hectic. It's often easier to stick with a routine in the morning when you have fewer distractions, and it's very true, because most of your kids are not waking up early. But that requires you to go to bed late. I'm not late, sorry. Go to bed a little earlier. So, I mean, talking to your husband, that could be another one. I mean, the kids can put not the kids, that your husband or your spouse could put the kids to bed one or two nights, so you can go to sleep early, not be on your iPad, not watching Real Wives or whatever, or some type of show on. Go straight to bed, get some sleep, get some rest to wake up in the morning, and then get that extra half hour, even an hour in for you to do what you have to do. Okay, so like I said, that open communication could go far, far away. All right, some bonus ones. Okay, make fitness a family activity. So doing things with the family is very, very good. It will be a very good idea. All right, next one, find a fitness partner. Okay, either somebody at the gym that you're going to, maybe a co-worker. Co-worker is probably best, but finding somebody that can actually hold you accountable or something like that could be definitely be good for you to do. Delegate or outsource. So I mean, pretty much like working with a personal trainer, of course, would be also too. So all you have to do is just show up for the session. You don't have to think about anything. Everything's already planned for you or what have you. And you have an appointment. It kind of goes back to that number 1, prioritizing it and pulling it in your schedule. So you have it. Okay, I have to be here. Treat it like a doctor's appointment. I have so many clients of mine in the past that said, Shane, I wouldn't be working out unless I had an appointment with you. Legit. They don't go into the gym. They don't do anything. They have, the 3 times a week with me, and that's it. I'd rather them be more, I guess more independent, but it is what it is. People's schedules are different, all different, and it gets crazy. Okay, so they're doing 3 times a week. I cannot argue. Okay, they're getting results that they want. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. Okay, it is what it is. So that's also another option. Combine fitness with something you enjoy. I mean, there's always, Zumbas, those kind of things, dancing and doing that kind of thing can definitely be beneficial if that's something that you need. It's something that you have to do to feel motivated to work out. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's what I would. These are the 9. It's only top 5, but the 9 different things you can actually do to improve your fitness while having your busy schedule. To kind of recap, I'm going to recap the 5, my top 5. Prioritizing your schedule. Okay, incorporate movement into your daily routine. Okay, use efficient workouts. And communicate with your husband or spouse. Okay, or number 5, wake up early for me time. Okay, so those are my top 5 things that if you can do these, you definitely should see. You definitely see some results. Okay, of course, be consistent with this, but I definitely think this will be a good things to start out with. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about my wife, what we have done. So we had to have a discussion. She was feeling at the time. She was feeling very after she gave birth to our son, she really wanted to get back to working out, and she was miserable being at home, not being able to take care of herself. So we both sat down and we pretty much, laid out a plan to actually make time for her to actually work out. And it's worked. So right now, our son is 3 years old. So she would at times, I mean, I know some people say, oh, Shane, the iPad, no, you shouldn't. We don't have our son on the iPad all day, every day, all day long. We don't do that. But when it comes to certain things like my wife taking care of herself, that's very, very important. Okay, so it's just certain times she would come to my studio and she would do her workout, or she would take my HIIT class, and our son would be, having the iPad in front of him. This was an hour or 50 minutes or whatever. And we usually take him somewhere like to the park or something anyway. So we We do that, or she would take him to the CrossFit. She has multiple, I don't know, she has multiple places she works at. She's very, very fortunate. More like spoiled, but whatever. She goes to, either will go to a CrossFit or go to anywhere, whatever she needs to do, and our son will sit there. She has him, she can see him, of course. She's not gonna, like, she doesn't have him locked in a room. She has him near, not near to get in danger, but the area where she works, there's places for kids to sit down. So he's on his iPad and he's just, doing his thing, and she gets to do her thing too. So that's also another option. So people might think that, oh no, I have the kids and they won't let me this and that or whatever, and they just we make time. Now it's really up to you. That might not work for, if you have multiple kids and they have different events, different practices or whatever. But then you also got to realize, not telling how people to raise their kids, but it's like, how much can your son or daughter, do things by themselves and to be able to go to practice by themselves or something like that. So you have the extra time to yourself. So there's other things you can actually do, but it's really up to you how serious you are about taking care of yourself, taking care of your health, those kind of things. Or do you want to wait until the kids are graduated from college or something, and then you're in your 60s, maybe even close to 70 or something like that, and then you're pretty much saying, oh, it's too late, I can't do anything or whatever, when in reality you can, but it's really up to you what you want to do. I'm just being real, okay, guys. I've seen it happen many, many times. I've been doing this, working with people for 15 years. Actually, Thursday will be my anniversary, 4-year anniversary. I've had my own studio, my own business, but I've been doing this for 15 years. So I've heard a lot of things, a lot of stories. Honestly, some excuses why they weren't able to work out before. Life got in the way. That's always a good one. Life got in the way. And, that's, to a certain extent, yes. But this, if it's really important to you, you'll do it, instead of using an excuse, life got in the way, Everyone can use that excuse. Everybody can use that excuse. Life got in the way. But like I said, these things, these 5 things, putting it in your calendar. Technology has helped us a lot. Putting in your calendar, prioritizing your schedule, incorporating movement into your daily routine, using efficient workouts, communicating with your husband or spouse to help out a little more, and waking up earlier for me time to work out, So when you say that life got in the way, I don't really think that's a really good excuse, Anyway, so that's that. Okay, hold on. As long as the iPad games are educational, they're fine. Meal prepping for the week helps free up time. Yeah, help free up some time during the week too. Yeah, I'm gonna get some. Actually, I'm gonna do that right now. I know I just totally forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me, Rashina. So let me share my screen. So this is something. I'm gonna share this bad boy here. Okay, so I'm gonna share this with you. I'm gonna see if I make it bigger. That's what she said. All right, so this is what I usually have people look at. Okay, so looking at this, okay, I don't have time to work out a meal prep, you see. So time check. These are total amount of hours in a week. Okay, feel free to like screenshot this or screenshot this or whatever you have to do. But this, if you can, take your time out, take some time, takes like less than 5 minutes to like really, okay, this is your work. Okay, you minus work from your hours, you minus travel, in your car, maybe a total of 1 hour, 30 minutes one way, 30 minutes back, that kind of thing. Family time, that means, being with them, playing with them per week, or even the weekends too. This include weekends. Okay, eating, hobbies, whatever it may be. Could be just watching TV, catching up on your soaps or whatever, or sports or whatever you want to watch. And of course your sleep. Okay, and then put the total number remaining, and that's how much time you will actually have to work out. You know what I'm saying? Round up to the nearest hour. You could do probably 0.5 or something like that to a half hour, but round it up to the nearest hour if you can. Okay, it's like I said, creating time, create your time, use checklists, set deadlines, eliminate interruptions, focus on one thing. Take some break. Take some break. Excuse me. So it's very, very important that you understand that this is very simple. Like I said, 5 minutes, because I don't think there's anything else I'm missing out. It is just work, travel, family, eating, hobbies, and sleep. That's the only things we actually do during the week. Subtracted out of 168 hours, the 7 days, and you trust me, you'll find time to actually work out. You will find time. Okay, unless you like, there's rare cases I believe that you won't find time to work out. Okay, so like I said, write it down, write 168 on a piece of paper if you need to, or screenshot this. Then you do work hours, minus travel hours, minus hours with the family, minus eating, minus hobbies, and minus sleep, and get the total. And it's not going to be zero. If it's negative, you did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that you can play around with and kind of figure out. I mean, eating, you probably, if you're meal prepping, I definitely throw eating into that or whatever if you're meal prepping. But this shows that you can, you have a lot of time. You have a lot of time to do stuff. You really have a lot of time, more than you actually think. Okay, so just something to think about. Okay, anyway, yeah, thanks for the comment, Rashina. Yeah, but yeah, when it comes to the iPad though, is majority of it can be educational, but there's times when he loves his Power Rangers. I'm not gonna, I just feel though, because he's in daycare and he's in Kumon. When it comes to Logan, it's like I just don't want to like do too much for him. Like really, like I want him to have fun. I want to have a good balance, but I understand what you're saying. So if we do have to put him on an iPad longer than normal, we definitely put on educational stuff like the ABCs. Mickey Mouse has stuff you can color and stuff like that. One of those Mickey Mouse apps or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, where was I? Okay, so let me see if there's any other comments. Okay, that's educational friendship skills. That's true. Yeah. Yep, that is true. Let me see. Okay. Alrighty. So let me continue on with this. Did I stop this sharing? Yeah, I think I did. Okay, perfect. Okay, so the next topic, okay, because I hear this a lot and I just have to share with you guys. The idea of eating too little, okay, can actually, like, that's the only way for me to lose weight. If I eat carbs, I'm not going to lose weight. But maybe let's not focus on carbs. Let's focus on just eating few calories, okay? All right, so I said this many times. I mean, it's completely fine. I have to say it a million more times. I don't care. But your body can go into starvation mode where it will conserve energy to try to end by slowing down your metabolism. So because your body knows that you're not gonna be doing anything. You're going to starvation mode. It's gonna focus on surviving. Okay, so this means you're burning fewer calories throughout the day. Additionally, eating too little can cause muscle loss, which further reduces your metabolic rate. Okay, so less muscle you have, you lower your metabolism is. Okay, eating adequate nutrients and calories fuels your body, supports muscle maintenance, and encourages fat loss. Okay, and I'm not just saying this just to say it or whatever. This stuff is well documented. Okay, so why do people, when they either get any bariatric surgery, they reach a plateau? Because there's only so much you can eat, right? With that, you reach a plateau, your body gets used to it. Okay, so there's certain things you have to do. You have to make adjustments. Okay, that's it. Especially you're pretty much with that, you're on a diet for, a permanent diet in a sense. But that's why you have to adjust it a little bit to kind of go higher, to kind of get out that diet phase and then come back down. I mean, I have said this before. If you're normally taking in 20,000 calories, if you have that surgery, do 20% less, and that should be what your maintenance calories should be, in a sense. So I just trying to my best to make sure, and I actually have, all right, so I kind of I put together some type of analogies. Okay, a car without fuel. Trying to lose weight by eating too little is like trying to drive a car with no gas. Okay, your body is like the car, needs fuel to run efficiently. Without enough fuel, the car won't move and your body won't burn fat efficiently. Okay, here's another one. Okay, fire without wood, and that's something when I use many times with clients. Think of your metabolism as fire. If you don't add enough wood or food, the fire will burn slower and eventually die down. By feeding your body properly, you keep your fire burning bright, which helps your body burn fat and stays energized. Okay, then this one is, I think, is on point, definitely with how we are with our technology and everything like that. It's like your phone in low power mode. So if you guys don't know, low power mode, like say your battery's gonna die and you hit that low power mode, right? And once you hit, these are Power Rangers, yeah. Once you hit low power mode, what happens? Certain things don't work. Okay, so Eating too little is like running your phone in low power mode. It conserves energy by limiting its functions and slowing everything down. Similarly, your body slows your metabolism to conserve energy when it does not get enough food, making weight loss harder. I mean, that's of all the three I've read so far, that's one of the best ones that can explain what happens, because certain things are taken away. So like I told one clients, one of my clients recently, is like, you have to understand what happens when you don't eat enough and you're trying to move a lot, you're trying to work out. Your body will go after other things. It will go after your hair, it will go after your nails, it will go after your skin and your hormones, and to go after everything to survive. Okay, and then actually will start going after your muscle too, whatever muscle you have. Okay, so it's very, very, very important that you make sure you're eating enough. Okay, here's another one real quick. A plant without water. Just like a plant needs enough water to grow, your body needs enough food to function properly. If you starve it, the plant, quote unquote, your body wilts and stops thriving. Okay, when you nourish it well, it grows and flourishes just like your metabolism when it's well fed. Okay, I'm not saying to eat too much, I'm not saying to eat a horse or whatever people say, but it's like it's very, very important you eat enough for your body to function properly. And always remember, you should not be on a diet for too long. Your body will, it doesn't matter how low your calories are, your body will adjust to it eventually, because it's made to survive. It's meant to survive. That's why we survive all these millions of years or whatever you might believe in, but we survive for a long period of time. We didn't always have a ShopRite, we didn't always have a Costco or whatever. But speaking of that, that's why we need to work out. Think about this. Many, many years ago, many years, not many, many, but many years ago, a few years ago, whatever, we had to go, we had to farm for our food. We had to hunt and gather, many years ago. Yeah, even after that, hunt and gather. We don't have to do it anymore. We just have to get in our car, drive down to ShopRite, and that's it. But now, what's happening now? We have Uber Eats. We have whatever the hell, how would you call it? Instacart. We have all these things that make it much, much easier. So we have to move less. So that's why working out is even more important. That's why getting those 10,000 steps is even more important. Okay, all that stuff is so important. Okay, remember that. The reason why we have to work out is to replace the fact that we're not hunting and gathering, we're not farming, we're not doing all that physical stuff anymore. That's the reason why we have to work out. Plain and simple. That's the only reason why we have to work out, because you don't have to do those things anymore. So blame technology, blame, what's revolution? What was it called? With a period where things is kind of industrial, whatever. But blame technology. That's all I'm trying to say. Blame technology for us being more inactive and advancing so many things. And now we have Uber Eats, and we don't really have to leave our house. You know what I'm saying? Soon it's gonna be teleported to our plate. But that's the real industrial revolution. Yes, you know what I'm saying. So I mean, it's just real interesting. It's real interesting that people. I mean, I know we're programmed up. We're programmed to like think less is more. Eating less is what we need to do when it comes to losing weight. And I understand that. I get that, but that's not how it works. If that was the case, we would have died out a long time ago. Just being real, we would have died a long time ago. But then, I mean, back then we didn't have mirrors. We pretty much walked around half naked anyway, or whatever. So I don't know. But either way, please understand that it's very important that you eat enough. You don't starve yourself. All right, and your body's just, and even if you start losing weight, it's eventually gonna stop, and eventually things are gonna start being, you're gonna start losing other things, like your hair is gonna start thinning, your nails, your having your menstrual cycle that might be off, or that might have some problems. Oh gosh, I keep forgetting abbreviation. PCOS. That could be too. All the hormone stuff, reproductive issues, those kind of things can happen. I'm just keeping it real, and it is what it is. But we have to work with what we got. We have to make time for our food, to cook our food. We have to make time for our workouts. We have the time to do those things, because technology has given us a lot more time to do other things, but we find that ample time that we got to do more sedentary things, if that makes sense. So instead of So we don't have to we just go to ShopRite, get our food and whatever. So let's say we have an extra hour because of that, instead of farming and whatever we have to do. So instead of working out, we decide to, let me watch an episode of whatever. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So there's a lot of stuff, advances and stuff that we have technology wise that we have to start using it to our benefit, and not just making it to that we make us more sedentary and more inactive. And plus, remember, the food size is getting bigger. The food is actually getting on more unhealthier. McDonald's fries is not like McDonald's fries when we were growing up, but depending on how old you are, McDonald's fries from 20 years ago or 15 years ago is a lot different from what it is now. They have like a million ingredients in fries now compared to when they only had like maybe 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? They spin it as a caloric deficit. Yeah, that's true. To eat less. Yes, and it's like I said, it's definitely important. You want to be in a caloric deficit, but it's just find that balance. Like I said, I don't think that woman should be below 1,200 calories, and you should slowly, gradually go down to 1,200 calories. Because I feel like after that point, that's when a lot of bad things can happen. And like I said, at most you should be like in that phase, maybe like at most 2 months or so. Getting down to 1,200 calories, and then it's like, okay, let's say you're normally eating 2,000 calories, let's say. Then go down to 18, maybe 1 or 2 weeks, then go down to 15. That includes the weekends too, because sometimes I know some people, they're good during the week. Shane, I'm good during the week, but when it comes to the weekend, I can't help it. But you have to be focused. If this is something that you really want to do, be focused and stay true to yourself. Or plan accordingly. Maybe intermittent fast until whatever event you have. We talked about this, having your protein in the mornings or something like that, then have more calories for the afternoon or something, or just drink water until the party starts. But just make better choices though, making sure your protein, because honestly, when it comes to losing weight the right way, it really is calories in, calories out, and protein. That's really it. Be honest with you, because you need the protein so you don't lose the muscle that you have. And your calories, you want to make sure you're in a caloric deficit. And like I said, I don't think 3 months, maybe 4. Maybe, I think more like 3, but 3 months should be the longest period of time you should be on a diet. And then you give yourself a little diet break, maybe about 2 weeks or so, eating more, not to gain weight, okay, just to kind of keep everything balanced. Like you're swimming and doing your diet, you're swimming, you're coming up for air, and then coming back down again, okay? This is the problem that people have when it comes to dieting. And I think next week is yo-yo dieting, and we'll get into that too. But yeah, it's just a matter of balance, But yeah, it's very confusing though, because we're trained to think that, like I said, being in a caloric deficit, and we're always on a diet. Because of that, we're always on a diet. We're programmed to be in diet for like all our lives. Vacation time, diet. Wedding or whatever, something, diet. Yeah, it's not like that. We shouldn't be like that. You should be able to eat more, eat wholesome food, have bread, have rice within reason. Not nothing too crazy. There's only one thing that's consistent that you should stay away from. It doesn't matter if it's you're in a diet or trying to gain muscle mass or whatever, and that's sugar. Sugar is like most likely the only thing that I can think of right now. Maybe someone think MSG or whatever, but sugar you should be very cautious of. I'm not saying stay away from completely, but you should make sure you're very careful of that. Either you're trying to put more muscle mass on, or you're trying to lose weight. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do. Sugar, you should have to be careful of. All right, if you're having your birthday cake or whatever, that's fine. But if it's something that you're having every single day, just be careful of. Alrighty? Yeah. So if there's any questions, feel free to ask now, or forever hold your peace. I really appreciate you joining me, guys. Yeah, ladies, if there's anything, but sugar is in everything. It's crazy how yes, and that's a problem. That's what I mean. That's when the food labels come into play. You have to read the food labels. But then, like, I think even Dave's Killer Bread has a lot of sugar. If you can, I usually put when I'm working with people with nutrition coaching, I usually tell them nothing more than 50 grams of sugar. 50 grams of sugar. And that usually does work. You know what I'm saying? So remember, this is so crazy. One bottle of juice or soda is about 32 to 39 calories. I mean, 32 to 39 grams of sugar. 32, 39 grams of sugar. One bottle of soda. Okay. Yeah. I thought that bread was healthy. I forgot how much sugar it is. It's not much, but be mindful though. I mean, I thought the bread was healthy. Yeah, Dave's, it is. But when I say that's why I say I recommend 50 grams of sugar, because Dave's Killer Bread or certain things are gonna have sugar, like natural sugars. Dave's Killer Bread. So the thing is, it's gonna have sugar, but a lot of things are gonna have sugar. So I'll just be careful of the added sugar. If you're not gonna count the sugar, the amount of sugar, total sugar that you're gonna have, if you're not gonna do that, that's fine. But see if you can at least watch the added sugars. So for this one, yeah, Dave's Killer Bread, one slice. This is the regular one, the 21 whole grains or whatever. It has 5 grams of sugars, but that's 5 grams of added sugar. I'm not reading it right now. So 5 total grams of sugar includes 5, which means that they add 5 sugars to it, 5 grams of sugar to it. Yeah, so they did add sugar to it, but I just think though that if you can like limit it, not eliminate it, but limit it. You should be okay. Like I said, set a goal for yourself. If you're tracking it, maybe 25 grams or maybe at most 50. I wouldn't do more than 50. That includes the sugar that's already in it. If you have some type of fruit or something like that or whatever, I just limit it to about 50 grams of sugar. Okay, but like I said, that's the only thing I'll be careful of. If you're trying to lose weight or put more muscle on or whatever, I'll be careful of that, because there's just so much more. There's so much research coming out, and not even just gaining weight. There's a lot of other metabolic issues that can actually happen just because of sugar. I mean, a lot of things can happen in general. Excess any of anything. I think it just make sure you limit your sugar intake. I mean, if you want to have your days, your birthday, you want to pop bottles or whatever, go right ahead. But that's like one every month maybe, or one every 2 or 3 months. That's fine. But don't have it on a daily basis. That's when people say, I mean, the way I feel about preservative food that's preservatives or whatever, I don't think ultra processed foods, I don't think that having once, 3, 4, maybe once a year is gonna kill you. But it's like the harm that is doing to people that only can afford, because this stuff is cheap. The people that can only afford that kind of stuff, that eat it every single day, that's where it gets scary. And that's when you see things, the health things start happening, which is scary. I feel bad seeing, because we talked about it, there's addictive properties in these foods, to add shelf life, there's chemicals to, what maybe spraying the whatever it may be, if it's not organic, or I mean, organic is probably a bunch of BS too anyway, but it's not 100% organic. But all these things, it's just, you have to do what you can, guys. Seriously, do what you can, because let's face the facts. It's, the Food Administration not really actually helping us. We talked about this already. All right, but try to make better choices the best you can. Just do what you can. All right. I'm not saying to stay away from Dave's Killer Bread either. Okay. I mean, let me check the lighter version, the low calorie one, low carb one. I should say the thin one. So let me get it. All right. So why is it not loading? I don't know. It's taking a long time to load. So this one compared to the other one is, let me take off my Wi-Fi. Yeah, so this one, the original one, the 21 whole grains and seed, that's 110 grams. And this one is 70 grams. So this one has 3 grams of sugar. It's a little bit better. 3 grams of sugar. 2 dietary fiber. Yeah. So that's, like I said, I wouldn't like to say, okay, I'm never, ever having Dave's Killer Bread. I wouldn't say that. But are you ready to transform your health and wellness journey? At Condappa Strength, I'm committed to helping you achieve your goals through my 3 pillars for results. First, I educate, equipping you with essential knowledge to understand your body and its needs. Then I execute a tailored plan, ensuring every step is personalized to your unique lifestyle. Finally, I encourage, providing accountability and support every step of the way. Get ready to unlock your full potential and thrive in every aspect of your life. Visit me today and let's embark on this journey together. check me out at condappastrength.com.